You're going to lose your mind. Not metaphorically, not eventually. You're losing it right now, thought by thought, like bleeding out one drop at a time. Every minute you spend in your head is a minute you're not alive. And the worst part, you think you're being smart, you think you're solving problems, you think you're in control. Jung watched his own mind try to kill him, not with a gun or a knife, but with thoughts, endless, reproducing cannibalistic thoughts. The man who would become psychology's greatest explorer nearly drowned in his own consciousness before he discovered the secret that nobody wants to hear. Your mind is not your friend. It's not your enemy either. It's something much worse. It's a machine that doesn't know how to turn off. Right now, as you watch this, your mind is probably doing three things: judging these words, planning what to think about next, and thinking about the fact that you're thinking. That's not consciousness. That's a mental seizure in slow motion, and you've been having it your entire life. Here's what Jung did when the thoughts came like a swarm, when every solution birthed 10 problems, when his brilliant mind turned into a torture chamber. He did something so stupid, so primitive, so absolutely contrary to everything a genius should do that his colleagues thought he'd snapped. He stopped trying to think his way out. But wait, you say, I need my thoughts. I'm solving problems. I'm being productive. No. You're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic of your consciousness. You're polishing doorknobs in a burning house. Every solution you think up creates 3 new problems. Every answer births 5 new questions. You're not thinking. You're drowning in the illusion of thinking. Here's what nobody tells you about thoughts. They're not yours. You didn't create them. You can't control them. They arise from some dark place, parade across your awareness like uninvited guests at a party. And you poor fool, you think you're the host. You think you're in charge. Jung knew better. Jung knew the truth that would make you put down this video and never pick it up again if you really understood it. The thoughts aren't the problem. You are. See, Jung discovered something during his confrontation with the unconscious. He'd sit in his study, mind racing, analyzing every symbol, every dream, every synchronicity, until his head felt like it would explode. And then one day, he did the unthinkable. He picked up a stone, just a regular stone from his garden, and he started carving. Not thinking about carving, not planning what to carve, just carving. His hands moved, the stone changed shape, and his mind, that relentless machine, went quiet. Not empty, quiet. There's a difference. You're sitting there right now thinking, great, so I need to carve stones? You're missing it already. You're turning the medicine into poison. The stone isn't the answer. The carving isn't the answer. The answer is what happens when you stop asking for answers. Jung called it active imagination, but that's just another label, another concept for your mind to chew on. What he really discovered was this. When you give your hands something to do, your mind forgets to torture you. When you engage with matter, real, physical, doesn't care about your thoughts matter, something shifts. Think about it. No, actually, don't think about it. That's the whole point. When was the last time you were truly absorbed? Not distracted, absorbed. Maybe you were cooking and the onions were sizzling and the knife was moving and suddenly an hour had passed. Maybe you were playing with a child and their laughter pulled you out of your head and into the moment. That's what Jung found with his stones, his paintings, his elaborate games with the figures in his mind. He didn't transcend thought. He didn't achieve some mystical state. He just got busy with something that didn't require thinking. And the thoughts, they kept coming, but they became background noise, like traffic outside your window. Still there, but no longer running the show. You know what your problem is? You've confused consciousness with thinking. You believe you are your thoughts. So when they speed up, you speed up. When they spiral, you spiral. When they catastrophize, you catastrophize. You're a puppet, and you've handed the strings to a madman. Jung cut the strings, not through force, not through will, not through some 7-step program. He cut them through play, through creation, through getting his hands dirty with the stuff of life, while his mind screamed for attention like a toddler in a grocery store. And here's the kicker. The thoughts didn't stop. They never stop. Even now, Jung's dead and buried, and somewhere in the quantum field, his thoughts are probably still going. But he stopped caring. He found something more interesting than his own mental commentary. He found the place where images arise before thoughts corrupt them, where symbols speak louder than words, where the hands know things the head never will. You want to solve overthinking? Stop trying to solve it. Pick up a paintbrush, a musical instrument, a lump of clay. Not to create art, not to express yourself, not to achieve anything. Just to give your thinking mind something to watch while the rest of you remembers how to live. The overthinker says, "But how do I know if I'm doing it right?" The creator says nothing. They're too busy creating. The overthinker says, "But what if this doesn't work?" The creator has already forgotten the question. The overthinker says, "I need to understand the mechanism, the theory, the proper technique." The creator's hands are covered in paint, and they're laughing at something you can't see. Jung solved overthinking by realizing it was never a problem to be solved. It was a tyrant to be ignored. And the best way to ignore a tyrant? Get so absorbed in life that you forget they exist. So there's your genius strategy. It's not genius. It's not even a strategy. It's just what happens when you stop feeding the beast and start feeding your soul. Jung knew it. The ancients knew it. Children know it without knowing they know it. And you're still thinking about it.